Have you ever wondered what causes a man, despite encountering many women, to remember only one for the rest of his days? It is seldom about striking beauty or polished charm alone. What he cannot forget often stems from an energy that is difficult to name, a quiet but powerful magnetism that makes him feel, "Here I have found something I could not find anywhere else." Carl Jung believed a woman's true power lies not in what she strives to prove, but in the subtle, hidden energies radiating from within. When that feminine energy is awakened, it does more than captivate momentarily. It inspires a longing for a lasting bond, making him see you as the only one he wishes to walk beside through life. Today we will explore 7 secrets of this feminine energy. These may seem like small things, yet they hold the power to engrave themselves upon a man's subconscious. These are not tricks or fleeting techniques, but the core qualities that make you the natural, irreplaceable center of love. Are you ready to begin this journey of discovery? The first is whole presence, when you truly show up in the moment. Have you ever sat beside someone yet felt they were miles away? They may nod or smile, but their gaze is distant, their attention divided, and you sense they are not truly with you. That feeling is hollow and aching. More than anything, people crave to be seen, heard, and acknowledged. Interestingly, men, who often hide emotions behind a mask of strength, are even more sensitive to this. He may know hundreds, but he will never forget the woman who made him feel fully present. Not because she spoke the most, but because in that moment he felt, "I am truly seen." Jung wrote that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life. When a woman anchors her mind in the present, not chasing the past or future, she is present with him and with herself. This creates an irresistible magnetism, for wholeness transmits a frequency of safety that makes others want to pause and stay close. I once heard a man share an unforgettable experience. During a simple coffee date, he found himself speaking of childhood dreams he had never shared. The woman across from him did not interrupt or rush to advise. She simply listened, her eyes holding his story with genuine attention. That moment etched itself upon his heart. For the first time, he felt deeply understood, and that feeling was so potent he no longer wished to look elsewhere. You see, the creating force is not dazzling beauty, but complete presence. It carves itself deep into the subconscious. Because much of a man's life is about doing and proving, he is rarely permitted to simply be. Beside a wholly present woman, he finds a rare safe space where he need not be perfect, only himself. Her presence becomes a mirror reflecting the depths of his own unconscious, where he yearns for connection but has never dared to reveal it. Whole presence is like a candle in a dark room. It does not shout, but by shining quietly, the entire room turns toward it. A present woman is the same. She does not need to demand attention. Her focus, her listening, her inhabiting of each moment make her the natural center. Imagine he comes home tired, speaking of pressures. You could half listen while scrolling, or you could put everything down, sit with him, and let him see you're truly there. One small action, but the difference is immense. In the first, he feels alone. In the second, he feels cherished, and that he will never forget. To cultivate presence, start simply. In conversation, try holding the other's gaze a moment longer. When listening, empty your mind to receive their words. When alone, savor a cup of tea with full attention. These small practices build an inner state so that when with a man, your presence radiates effortlessly. Feminine magnetism lies not in performance, but in truly showing up. When you are fully present, you allow a man to see you and to see himself in you. That is why he will consider you the only one. And once you learn presence, a new question arises. How can this presence awaken the deepest, most primal part of a man's heart? That brings us to the second secret, primal femininity, when you honor intuition and emotion. There is something inexplicable to men about why a simple smile, a fleeting touch, or a sincere gaze from a woman can linger forever. This is not prepared charm. but something flowing from within, a primal current connected to emotion and intuition in the collective unconscious. Jung called this the anima, the living feminine archetype within a man's psyche, tied to mystery and feeling. When a woman connects with this primal femininity, her natural energy touches a deep place in the male subconscious. The difference is not in how she performs, but in how she honors her own feelings. Many women suppress, smiling when anxious or nodding when their heart says no. But when a woman dares to acknowledge her emotions, she becomes more alive. And that aliveness is a magnetism men cannot explain. Picture a simple dinner. The woman is not trying to entertain or craft a perfect image. She allows herself to truly taste the food, to smile naturally when amused, her eyes brightening as she speaks of a passion. This authentic connection to her feelings creates a space where the man feels invited to simply exist. A man once shared he could never forget a brief moment. After a terrible day, before he could speak, the woman gently placed her hand over his and said, "You seem tired." That simple question, born of intuition, felt more powerful than any advice. Primal femininity is the ability to live with true feeling without shame. When joyful, you laugh fully. When sad, you do not fear tears. When in love, you do not hide tenderness. This primal nature makes you like a free-flowing river, ever fresh and magnetic. Men, so accustomed to controlling emotion, are enchanted by this freedom. Think of a primeval forest. It does not need manicuring to be beautiful. Its wild, raw, natural state draws people in. A woman is the same. When she connects with this primal side, she becomes a living space where a man feels he is touching a part of himself long hidden. Jung noted that the image of woman in a man's mind is a symbol, a gateway into his unconscious. When a woman lives true to her intuition and primal emotion, she awakens that image. That is why a sincere smile or a glimmer of feeling may engrave itself deeper than any physical beauty. If whole presence is the candle, primal femininity is the soft breeze that makes it dance alive. Together, they make her the natural, irreplaceable center of his psyche. This magnetism is subtle. He may not notice it at first, but later he recalls the unforced smile, the eyes lighting up, the tenderness in a moment of weakness. These fragments, once etched into the unconscious, draw him back again and again. The third secret is the mystery that keeps the flame when you do not become predictable. There is a paradox men rarely admit. What they desire most is not what they already have, but what they cannot fully grasp. A glance they cannot decode, a smile with hidden meaning, a pause holding an untold story. These drive a man to move closer to discover more. It is mystery that makes him realize you are not a fleeting choice, but the one he wants to spend a lifetime uncovering. In psychology, this is the Zeigarnik effect. The brain remembers unfinished things. When a woman keeps a little space for herself, not revealing everything at once, she becomes an unfinished novel. With each encounter, he feels he is reading another chapter, with many pages left closed. This sense of incompleteness keeps him returning. This is not manipulation, but the natural magnetism of a deep inner world with many untouched layers. True mystery comes from inner richness, from passions, dreams, and reflections you keep for yourself. You do not rush to give everything away because your inner world is too vast to be displayed all at once. In love, mystery keeps the relationship alive. If you reveal every fear and story at the start, a man may feel close, but also as if he has finished reading you. When you let love unfold layer by layer, he feels part of an endless adventure. That very journey nurtures passion, making him see you not just as a woman, but as a whole world he wants to step into forever. The sweet tension of incompleteness creates a deep connection. It makes a man both desire and feel safe, knowing he is with a woman who always has more depth to explore. The fourth secret is authenticity when you do not perform to be loved. If mystery keeps love fresh, authenticity is what makes it endure. A love based only on mystery can become distance. But when mystery combines with authenticity, a man both longs to know more and feels safe to stay. Authenticity makes him see you as the woman he wants for life. In modern society, many women wear masks. The perfect pleaser, the strong woman who never shows weakness, the alluring woman who must always excite. These masks may create a first impression, but they build walls. For when he reaches out, he touches only performance, not your real heart. Jung emphasized the journey from the persona, the social mask, to the self, the true being. In love, this is vital. When you let go of roles and dare to show up as you are, you give a man the chance to love a real person. Authenticity means when happy, you laugh wholeheartedly. When sad, you allow tears. When afraid, you admit vulnerability. This does not make you less attractive. It makes you more alive, approachable, and unforgettable. Your authenticity becomes an invitation for him to drop his own armor. Only then does love become a safe haven. The privilege, Jung said, is to become who you truly are. When you are yourself, you no longer obsess over holding on, for he will feel the magnetism of your wholeness. Authenticity in love is a clear mirror. When you dare to show your true self, the man sees his real self reflected. That reflection makes love a soul connection. To be authentic, you must face the fear that if someone sees your true self, they will leave. Paradoxically, when you act a role, you're more likely to be left. Men may be drawn to an image, but they cannot commit long-term to a performance. When you dare to live truly, you keep those who are truly worthy. A lasting relationship is where you can be yourself freely. This openness is the foundation for a man to see you as his only choice. With you, he can love truly, not a role. The fifth secret is knowing when to give and when to keep when you allow a man the chance to give. One of love's great paradoxes is that the more a woman tries to give everything, the more distant a man can become. Conversely, when she knows to pause, to keep a little space and give him the chance to give, he becomes more eager to stay. This is not a game, but the natural dance of feminine and masculine energy, the interplay of opposites Jung described. Masculine energy is about direction and building. It needs a place to channel its strength. Feminine energy is about receiving and nurturing. When a woman does everything, she unintentionally takes away his role. He may admire her strength, but cannot find space to prove his love. The relationship loses balance. In Jungian psychology, love is two opposing energies meeting and enriching each other. Masculinity is awakened when a man can give. Femininity comes alive when it knows how to receive. Giving and keeping create the cycle that nourishes love. Keeping means knowing when to pause so you're not depleted and he can step in with initiative. Giving means opening your heart with trust. Together, they create synergy. To practice this, start small. Instead of controlling everything, try trusting and leaving a part to him. When facing hardship, instead of handling it alone, say, "I need you." Such words make him feel trusted. That trust feeds his masculine self and strengthens love. This also helps a woman keep her inner balance. Feminine power comes not from doing it all, but from being the place where a man longs to give. Deep down, he does not seek an all-powerful woman, but one who makes him his strongest, fullest self. When you know how to give and keep, you become both companion and inspiration. The sixth secret is healing energy, when your gentleness lets him remove his armor. In love, men often wear unbreakable seeming armor, showing strength and coldness. But behind it lie wounds, a childhood lacking affection, fear of rejection, pressure to always succeed. Jung called this the shadow, the parts rejected and pushed into the unconscious. Men often lock their softness there, believing its show will lose them respect. But the shadow waits to rise. Feminine gentleness is the key to unlock this door. A light touch, a non-judging gaze, a word of understanding can let a man exhale after years of tension. In that gentleness, he feels safe to not be a hero, to show his most fragile side. The healing power of feminine energy comes not from advice, but from presence filled with empathy. When a man feels seen without judgment, heard without pressure, his wounds begin to melt. The shadow can only be released when brought to light and accepted. A gentle woman is the mirror reflecting that light. Healing is not fixing, but creating a safe space for the other to open. Paradoxically, when you stop trying to change him, he begins to change. Gentleness is like morning sunlight, not harsh or rushed, but seeping in slowly, warming long frozen places. A man may be attracted to beauty, but what makes him stay is this healing feeling. To nurture this energy, learn to listen without interrupting. Let touch carry meaning. A hug may heal more than words. Let him know vulnerability does not lower your respect, but raises it. When you do this, you build a stronger bond. True love is not two people always strong, but two who dare to be weak before each other. And when a man can be vulnerable with you, he will never want anyone else. The seventh secret is living in wholeness, when joy comes from within. If you only focus on healing others, love becomes a burden. What keeps love flourishing is when you live in wholeness. A whole woman does not seek a man to patch her holes, but invites him to co-create. In Jungian psychology, this is individuation, the process of returning to the true self. Its destination is the self, the whole being. When a woman reaches this, she no longer sees love as rescue, but as a sky to share joy. That joy must first come from within. Many think, when I have a man, then I'll be happy. That lack places too many expectations on love. Conversely, a whole woman nurtures joy from work, friends, and passions. When she meets a man, he does not feel pulled into a black hole, but invited into a blooming garden. That calm wholeness makes him realize she does not need him to be complete, and that very fact makes him long to belong. Jung said the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. When a woman dares to accept and embrace herself, she finds fullness within. Then she enters love not to fill emptiness, but to multiply joy. Paradoxically, when you do not need a man to be happy, that is when he realizes you cannot be replaced. A whole woman is like a fresh spring. Whether people come or go, it still flows, nourishing itself and all around. Wholeness is the ability to sit with yourself and feel peace. It is joy nourished from within. With this joy, love is no longer a need, but a choice. When you're whole, you no longer ask, does he love me? Because you have chosen yourself. And that is when a man feels a completeness he cannot walk away from. In conclusion, wholeness does not mean perfection. It means knowing how to find joy even alone. When you enter love from that state, you invite him with the richness of your soul. That is the final secret of feminine energy, the secret that makes him see you not as an option, but as the only one he wants for life. A woman who embodies these 7 secrets is like a quiet artisan in a rushing world. She does not need to paint herself perfect, nor exhaust herself proving worth. Every experience becomes a mark of her unique magnetism, making her irreplaceable. If you have ever wondered why some men, after many loves, remember only one woman forever, the answer lies in how she lived fully with these qualities: presence, primal femininity, mystery, authenticity, balance, healing power, and inner wholeness. That is what makes love with her a lasting journey, not just fleeting passion.